Hey y'all. So I've been getting a lot of questions about how I draw my zone, how I enter trades, reversals, order types, and what I trade. So today I'm going to be doing a Q&A and breaking down my actual process. This is not textbook. This is just what I do personally and what's been helping me stay consistent. So we're just gonna jump right into it. We're not gonna do too much. Let's start with how I draw my zones because I know this confuses a lot of people. For me, I'm always marking up the opposite color candle of what I'm looking for. And this part is really important, and I'll give you some examples. So when I'm looking for buy/demand zones, I'm looking for the most recent red candle before the big push, especially if that push created a new high. I do not mark up the green candles when I'm looking for demand. Now, green candles may be in the demand that I marked up, specifically making sure my zone starts where that opposite color candle starts. So for buys, when that most recent candle is before it made that big push. I marked the red candle when I'm looking for demands because that was the last area of selling before the buyer stepped in aggressively. That's why I care about it. That red candle is basically showing me where price was discounted before it made that move. And same thing for sales, just the opposite. So when I'm looking for sales/applies, I'm looking for the most recent green candle before the strong push down. Again, especially if it made a new low. So again, buys equal red candle, supply equals green candle. Now, I've seen some people mark up their green candles when looking for buys. That's just not how I personally do it. This way just keeps my chart looking clean, keeps me consistent on what I'm looking for and why I'm looking for it. Okay, question number 2 is about reversals and spotting them. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not perfect at catching reversals. I don't think anyone is. I don't think anyone can perfectly tell when a reversal is about to happen, perfectly. So this is something that I'm actually still learning myself. However, I don't try to predict reversals. I have noticed certain things that happen before a reversal starts forming. Some of the things I personally look for when I'm thinking is this a reversal? Is when price stops making new highs or new lows. You'll see a high and you're waiting for it to go and break that high and it just won't. And multiple candles are coming where it just won't break it. And then same thing with the lows. You see the low, but no new candles are coming to break that low. They're going down there as if the sellers are trying to stay in, but they're just not in enough to make a new low. Sometimes price does start consolidating as well before it's about to do a little reversal. If it's cleanly going down and then it starts to get a little choppy, sometimes it is reversing. That's another thing that I've noticed. And another major thing that I've noticed when reversals are happening is when the higher time frame color candles are different than what I'm seeing on my 5-minute. So my 5-minute candle is green, but then my higher time frames are red or indecisive candles. That can sometimes mean that the market is losing momentum, it's losing its strength, and a reversal could be coming. It could be. Or it could be a pullback. But yeah, those are some of the things that I have noticed before a reversal happens. But it's not like that all the time. Sometimes higher time frames will start to print doji candles, indecisive candles, or opposite color candles while the lower time frame is still pushing. That's usually a warning sign for me. I don't trade reversals. I just like to know when a reversal is happening so I know when not to trade, when not to get in the market, when not to think it's going to continue going down and then it reverses and flips and goes up and all this stuff. That's what I use reversals for. I don't trade reversals. Now, question number 3, entries and order type. I do get this question quite often about market orders compared to limit orders. Me personally, I only do market orders. I've only done market orders. I've never done a limit order. And the difference is a market order is you manually pressing buy or sell at the current price of where it's at. A limit order is when you set the price ahead of time waiting for it to come and put you in the trade. So since I only do market orders, that just means when I'm ready to enter, I press buy or sell and I'm entering at the current market price. Market orders have always just worked for me because I'm trading momentum. I want my confirmations first before I get put in a trade. And also I just want to have control over when I'm getting in a trade or not. Because what if you set a limit order and then something happens last minute, you don't get that confirmation or something, then you're in the trade and boom. I don't know. There's just too many possibilities. I like to manually do it myself. This doesn't mean limit orders are bad. I just don't do them. I just do market. I'd rather put myself in and out of trade. Question number 4 was about my half contract sizes. I know you guys were a bit confused on that. So I don't think a lot of brokers or platforms just in general use my earring. It's just gonna have to stay there. I don't think a lot of platforms allow you to do half contracts and stuff like that. I trade on HankoTrade. That is the platform that I use. The link will be down in the description. They let you do 0.01, 0.02, 0.10, 0.7, like I scaled up. I didn't just start trading half size contracts. I started at 0.01 and then I went to 0.05 and then 0.07, then 0.10. In a way, you can look at it like you're trading micros instead of minis, but I just say I trade minis or I trade half mini contract. Like that's just what I say. And minis are more than micros. Now, let me just make sure this is clear. You cannot buy half of a futures contract the way you would buy half of a stock. So when people usually say I'm trading half a contract, it's usually just micros instead of minis for real. So I'll trade full minis or half minis. But like I said, it depends on the broker. Not a lot of brokers allow that, so you just have to pick the right one best for you. But I know HankoTrade does, and I love them for that. And then question number 5, what do I trade? And my watch list. So right now, NAS 100 is the one and the only thing that I'm trading. When I did first started trading, I was looking over at gold and taking some trades on gold as well. Gold, hefty profits, hefty risks as well. But don't get me wrong, I love gold. Gold be having great setups. Gold be running sometimes. Like, I love it. I just think it's very important to focus on one symbol and call it a day. Because you want to know why? I had gold on my watch list, right? I tried to get in a trade for NAS 100 and I ended up getting in for gold on accident and I blew my entire personal funded account. If that isn't a good enough reason for you to focus on one symbol, I don't know what is. So blowing that account was a big lesson for me, and it was just an execution error. Like, I didn't break my rules or anything like that, so it is what it is, and I got it back and then some. So I'm not worried about it anymore, but it was a lesson learned, and I'm sharing that with y'all so that y'all can learn from my lesson as well. Just focus on the one symbol. The other reason why I focus on one is because I learned Nas's personality. So I know some of the things that Nas is gonna do before it even does it. Or I can have a good idea of, okay, it did this, probably gonna do this again. Or it did this yesterday, it's probably gonna do it again. You have to know what you're trading. You have to learn its story, learn its personality. And you can't do that when you have 20 different symbols on your watch list. You can't do that when you're going back and forth looking at gold and NAS 100. Now you might get mixed up and mix some of gold's characteristics with NAS characteristics. Also, because just how I learned its personality, I know how it moves. There's certain things that happen, I'm like, that makes sense. It's NAS 100. Or like certain things that candles do or waves it makes. Like, there's just a lot of things to learn about one symbol, and so it's hard to learn those when you're not just focusing on it. I also know when it's choppy versus when it's clean. If you're not learning the personality of what you're trading, you're not gonna know when it's doing certain things or why it's doing certain things. For example, I know that Nas, a lot of times it likes to play before news. It likes to hesitate. It likes to stall before news. Now, I will say as of late, it's kind of been making some big moves before a big thing happens, like a big news or market open. It would make a big move like a couple seconds before that candle even closes. But typically, I know that most of the time, if we're stalling before market open or around 8 or something like that, most of the times it's because news is about to come. These are things that you learn when you're focusing on one thing. And then it also just helps me be more confident with my setups. Like, I've already had to teach myself, okay, you learned this strategy. This strategy shows that it works for a lot of other people. The girl who you was learning from, she makes money from it every single month. Trust your strategy. Me trusting my strategy and only trading NAS 100, knowing how it moves a lot of the times, helps me with my confidence. It makes me feel more safe and more secure with my decisions when it comes to placing trades and taking things out and setting my stop loss and setting my take profit. Like, overall, just makes me a lot more confident in the trade. That's why I'm telling y'all, and I tell everybody, do not watch everything. Do not, and the same thing goes with strategies. Don't sit up here and try to learn like 5 different strategies. Pick a strategy that you like, stick to it, stick to it, stick to it, stick to it. No strategy is gonna be 100% win rate. And then trading is a probability game. So you're going to lose trades. It doesn't mean that the strategy doesn't work. It just means it's normal. So get one symbol, one strategy, and run with it. Master one thing first. Last but not least, y'all know I gotta talk about the psychology. What's a video from Pernicia without me speaking about the psychology? I don't know. Let me put this earring back in because it's blowing me. One thing that I want to stress that has been helping me so much lately is not focusing on the money, but focusing on the quality of the setup. The last couple of trades that I've been taking, magnificent, beautiful, and yes, I made a good hefty amount of money as well, like more than I make at my 9 to 5 on a daily basis. However, the setup, one thing that helped me kind of shift my mindset off of the money and more of the quality of the setup is the fact that the quality of the setup is so much more important, because this same trade that you just made, what, $20, $100 off of, if you had more money on that trade, you would have made way more than that. This is why the quality of the setup and being able to repeat it is way more important than thinking about the money aspect. The money's gonna come. The money is just an extra incentive, but you focusing on the quality of the setup is how you're gonna be profitable in the long run, because you've seen this setup, you've did it, you've won this setup when you were winning less money, you won this setup when you were winning $20. Now the same setup happens and you're so confident in it because one, you're trading one symbol, so you're confident in what you're seeing. Yeah? You're confident in your setup. You're confident in your strategy, okay? For two, you've been focusing on quality setups. Okay, so that same setup you made $20 off of, you can make 20 bands off of the same setup because you've been focusing on the key things that are gonna make you profitable and make you be able to repeat your wins. So hopefully that made sense on how I explained it. Like when I first started trading and I was trading with 0.01 contracts or whatever, I'm only making like 10 cents. I'm like, well, hey, I made 10 cents. I was real happy for my 10 cents because I knew it was about the setup more than it was about the money, because now look where I'm at. I'm making $200 a trade off the same setups that I was doing months ago. Same setups, same strategy, same zones, same setups. But now I'm just making more because I'm able to put more on the trade. Y'all not listening to me. Y'all not listening to me. So I stopped asking myself, how much can I make? Oh, can I pay for my hair appointment today? Oh, can I make what I make at work? I stopped asking myself money goals. I started to ask myself, is this an actual clean setup? Is this a good quality setup? Is this am I following all my rules? How do I feel? Those are the questions that I'm asking. And when I focus on the setup and the quality of it, the money is, like I said, an extra incentive. I've been letting a lot of trades play out lately instead of trying to micromanage the trade or getting emotional. And honestly, the trades that I've been letting run, it helps when your stop loss is in take profit. So whether the trade goes up or down, you still gonna win regardless. So patience has been one of the things that I have been working on extremely hard, because even in the real world, my patience sucks. So I'm doing really good. I'm so proud of myself. The last couple of trades I took, patience won the trade. That's all I can say. That's it for today's video, y'all. I hope that was helpful for y'all and answer some questions for real. If y'all have any more questions, feel free to drop them down in the comments below. I do actually read them and I'll be responding to y'all comments, so let me know and I'll make some videos on the answers to y'all questions, and I might even do another Q&A. But if this helped you, make sure you like and comment and subscribe to your girl. I just started the January reset circle with my group and I'm so excited to see how this goes. 30 days, we locking in on that psychology, okay? I'm so excited for me and my group. It's only up from here. Today was also a dub for me, y'all. I hope y'all had a good day. I hope y'all had a good trading day, a good trading week. Make sure once y'all make the money, do not let the market take it back. Be done. I took a trade this morning and it was like Asian session, pre-London session. Like, I don't know, it was weird, but I couldn't sleep. So I took a trade and it played out. I didn't trade no more that day. I don't care if it's a different session than what I normally trade. I don't care what it is. If I see green, I'm done for the day. My rule is 1 to 2 trades a day, but once I see green, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and be ready for more videos coming 2026. We is just getting started, okay? Make sure y'all locking on that psychology. Bye, y'all.